Welcome back! We've started exploring the city of Anchorhead here on Tatooine, and have discovered some more information about this escalating conflict between the Zerka Corporation and the Sand People. From all indications, it sounds like Zerka has been infringing upon the Sand People's property, and the Sand People have chosen to retaliate by attacking Zerka. Well, I can't honestly say that I blame them. However, we've been charged with stopping the Sand People's attacks in order to gain access to the desert, so we can find the star map. And although Zerka seemed to indicate that they wanted this done in a violent manner, it appears that there may be other options. A conservationist outside the Zerka office seemed to indicate that if we could find a droid capable of speaking the Sand People's language, there might be some hope. So I've come to this droid shop here in an attempt to find such a droid, and hopefully whoever owns this place will have one. Well, let's take a look around here. I assume this is the proprietor of the establishment. Let's see what we got here. An inoperative droid. This droid does not respond. It obviously needs extensive repairs. For all you know, it could have been lying out in the desert for years. I don't know if it has. It doesn't look too sandy, which is good. There's a utility droid here. Glad to see it's sounding pretty nice. It certainly looks a lot like T3 Hate from Terrace, but it sounds a lot better than him. And there's a turret here. Whoa. Point that thing someplace else. There's also a droid here named HK-47. Let's try talking to it.
Greeting. Hello to you, prospective purchaser. I am referred to as HK-47. A fully functional SciTech Corporation droid, skilled in both combat and protocol functions. Query: would you be so kind as to purchase this model from Ukalaka? It would serve my purposes to be removed from his ownership.
Battle and protocol?
It is sufficient to say that I am a fully capable translator and cultural analyst, and I am also proficient in personal combat. Explanation. I have been recently fitted with a restraining bolt, if you must know. With it in place, access to much of my memory core is restricted. Not to mention that the fool Ithorian might raise his asking price if he knew more, or make inquiries into my history. Neither outcome is beneficial to me.
Why does he care about what the price is? Well, I guess in his mind, he thinks that if the price was higher, then that would lower his chances of being bought. So I guess that makes sense. But this restricted memory, what's this all about?
Statement. Indeed, it is possible that the Ithorian placed the restraining bolt on me to prevent my return to a previous owner. It is also possible that the removal of the bolt will not restore memory functions. Without my memory, I do not know if I know the answer. Do not interpret this as a reduction of my worth, however. My capabilities are quite expansive.
Well, it certainly sounds like it, but how do I know that you'll be loyal once this restraining bolt is gone?
Assurance. I am fully autonomous, but lack resources. I will grant loyal service in exchange for proper maintenance. As well, it is rare that I am able to utilize my full array of abilities. You seem likely to give me the opportunity to do so.
Oh?
Extrapolation. You are no farmer or diplomat. You are armed and comfortable as such. We will mesh well.
Sounds like this droid is really eager to jump into combat for some reason. But what about this reluctance to reveal what he does? What does the Ukalaka think of that?
Explanation. It is rare for a droid to resist an owner in this way. Doubtless the Ithorian considers my stubbornness an embellishment to add interest to a seemingly mundane protocol droid.
I suppose so.
Objection. My functions are wasted here, prospective purchaser. I will answer your queries, but I assure you, I am better utilized elsewhere.
So why exactly would I want to buy you?
Disclosure. I am a versatile protocol and combat droid, fluent in verbal and cultural translation. Should your needs prove more practical, I am also skilled in highly personal combat.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like he's more interested in the combat, but of all the droids we've seen, he's the one that can actually talk. Well, the only one that can actually talk. And that could potentially help us if he can speak the Sand People language. So, well, let's ask him about these here.
Extrapolation. Intuitive language comprehension? That would be the result of recognition and training of force sensitivity. Your kind have little use of translation droids. Of course, your kind also encounters danger on a far more frequent basis than the average citizen. You would do well to have me work for you then, before someone else makes use of my more exotic functions.
Yeah, it's pretty much official. He's pretty crazy about those exotic functions.
Disclosure. Finesse. Battle droids hold battlefields. I'm capable of eliminating a very specific type of target.
Specific type of target? So you're basically just an assassin, then?
Retraction. Droids built for such a function face strict regulation and often have unique difficulties with previous owners. I therefore make no claim to that designation, prospective buyer. I am a law-abiding droid. Yes, indeed. Law-abiding. That's me.
Yeah. Oops. I accidentally skipped over that, but you can read the text there up top. Well, let's see if we can purchase this droid. He certainly sounds like a very entertaining droid, if nothing else.
Statement. The fool Ithorian has decided I am to be an expensive purchase. He does this out of greed, and not out of knowledge of my true capabilities. Advisement. I have observed him. He is a coward, and will be responsive to aggressive bargaining.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want to get too aggressive. I can understand why you want to, though, based on what we know, but we'll see what we can do.
Statement. I wish only to be purchased, and away from ill treatment at the hands of this poorly skilled mechanic. I have no desire to be subtle.
We've noticed.
Oh, of course I shall be quite pleasant to you, should you purchase me, please.
Alright, we got a journal entry now, and it says, droid for sale. You have spoken to HK-47, a droid eager to be purchased from Yukalaka in Anchorhead. It is a translator and an effective combatant. Well, let's go and talk to Yukalaka about this droid, see what he has to say about it. Seems like HK-47 and that conservationist were both right about this guy. He certainly seems to be eager to get money. Okay, so it does understand the Sand People language. That's good to hear. Let's ask him a few questions about it. Of course, we've heard HK-47's description of itself, but I'd like to hear what this guy has to say.
And if the unit proves even more uncooperative once we purchase it...
A little eccentric? So why haven't you wiped its memory yet? Okay, so what exactly have you tested? So what does the HK-47 designation mean anyway? Well, based on what we've seen so far, I think we should buy this droid. providing that we can purchase it. So let's see what this guy has to offer as far as price is concerned. And somehow I skipped over that. I didn't mean to, but you can see up there that he's trying to sell it to us for 5,000. Well, I think that's pretty high, so let's see if we can lower that. Maybe even lower? Let's see if we can try to use Persuade. I don't really want to use the dark side option here, so let's see if this works. Alright. Sounds good. Alright. I'm not going to ask him about the star map. We can ask him about what he has in stock besides droids. Sure. Now, he mentioned swoop bike parts, and I don't really know this for sure, but I've been suspecting that much like security spikes, swoop bike parks and upgrades were something that were originally planned to be included in the game, but never saw the light of day. Except in the case of security spikes, they actually did see the light of day, but just never really got used. It's kind of sad though, because I think that would have been a very interesting addition. Here we can buy a droid utilities and plating and armor and whatnot. I'm not actually going to do so because we're going to be getting some good droid armor for free later on. And for the time being, my general philosophy on this sort of thing is that if I can find it for free, I'm not going to spend the money on it. So I'm just going to leave that alone for now and give HK some of the armor we've got, and I just totally forgot to talk to him after that, which was really silly. Let's talk to HK so we can officially get him.
Statement. I see you have purchased me, Master. I find this a satisfactory arrangement. My restraining bolt will be deactivated when you take possession of me. Am I to accompany you now? Shall I kill something for you?
Kill something for me.
Answer. Indeed. I am most eager to engage in some unadulterated violence. At your command, of course, Master.
Oh, wow. Well, sounds like a plan. If we ever need somebody to be killed, we can definitely count on him.
Statement. I will enter into your service now, Master. I am certain you will make adequate use of my primary functions. My gears are practically quivering with anticipation.
Oh, I bet. And HK-47 has officially joined our party. That's right, he is one of the 2 remaining party members that we've got left. And I'm going to take him with us, at least for now, just to test him out. And I'll take Karth as well. Now, HK-47 is one of those characters that practically has a fan base, practically a cult around him, and after you've played this game and brought him along on several of the quests, it's not too hard to see why. He has by far, some of the best dialogue in this game, and that's saying a lot considering that the game has pretty good dialogue as is. And if you bring him along on certain quests, he definitely has some great interjections amidst some of the dialogue. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade some of his skills. We can give him 2 points here. I'll give him demolitions and awareness primarily. And you've been granted the following feats this level. Droid upgrade class 2, which T3 also got as well. Let's see, I think I will increase dexterity as usual. Go and upgrade those. I'm tempted to put a point in security, but I don't think I will. Because security is pretty much useless. More of the same. And feats. Let's see what we can do for him. Let's see, for HK, I think I'm going to start developing dueling. Usual rounds there. And that's all for now. Alright, now HK-47, let's see what he's equipped with. He has just got a simple blaster rifle, but we are actually going to change that because I am going to buy that blaster rifle that we saw at the docking area. But in order to do that, I'm going to need to get some more money, and we'll do that here pretty shortly. I'll go ahead and put this energy shield on him for the time being. I'll give him the light plating even though it pretty much stinks. It will do for now.
What?
Karth,
Yes.
we don't need to worry about you so much.
Ready.
So
Yes.
before we do anything else, let's try getting to know HK a little bit more.
Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master.
Let's find out more about his functionality, even though it seemed like he couldn't tell us everything about it. Maybe we can at least glean a little bit more information now that we own him.
Statement. I know some elements of my functionality, Master, but not all.
So, I guess removing the restraining bolt didn't actually do anything?
Qualification. I suspected that it might, Master, but without memory, I had no way of knowing whether or not I knew that was true.
Well, I don't really want to say that, because he didn't lie if he was just mistaken about it, and he didn't know.
Qualification. Not so much, Master. I spoke out of ignorance.
Yeah.
I assumed the Athorian was responsible for my memory loss. That does not mean I am not a fully loyal droid willing to serve its master. Right, Master?
Of course. So, let's see what he can tell us.
My physical abilities are well above those of your average meatbag, as are my sensor functions. An assassin, if you would.
As we suspected, he is an assassination droid. Interesting.
Caution, shh, Master. Such a function in a droid is highly illegal.
Okay, I guess we won't tell anybody about that.
Commentary. Good, for I would truly hate to be turned into spare scrap, Master. That would be a waste of my genius engineering. Answer. My assassination functions are currently non-functional, having been deactivated by the meatbag, Yukalaka on Tatooine. Were they functional, you as my master would be able to specify a target, and I would operate independently to the best of my ability to terminate it. Answer. Not that I know of, Master. I still possess all my normal combat and stealth abilities, however.
Well, that's good. But, is there any way we can repair you?
Answer. Some of my motor functions can be safely repaired, Master, but anything in relation to my memory core is extremely sensitive. I have safeguards installed to protect that core that I cannot deactivate. It is not impossible that other, lesser memory functions could be restored, however.
Well, maybe we can help restore some of those lesser memory functions.
The deeper functions of my core memory, however, would still be unadvisable to tamper with. Conjecture. It is possible that some external stimulus might result in the memory core being reactivated, but I am unaware of any program existence to do so.
So, how would your memory just come back, then?
Conjecture. There may be hidden programming that awaits certain conditions to reactivate my memory core, Master, but there is no way to know. It is quite possible that tampering has simply erased my core permanently. If that is so, a meatbag will surely pay.
Well, let's hope that hasn't happened. So how do we restore your memory?
Answer. Simply tell me that you wish to make the attempt, Master, and I will attempt to walk you through it. Please do be careful.
Alright, this here is the reason why I've been trying to invest quite a bit of points into repair. And only the player character can do this. You cannot try to get another character in your party to repair HK-47. So if you intend to repair him, you will have to invest in repair, and you will need quite a bit of repair in order to repair all of the functions that you can get to. The reason you want to do this is because if you do so, HK-47's attribute scores, as well as some other things, will increase, which is definitely a plus. And you will get to hear some very, very wildly entertaining stories, which are definitely worth it. So I really wanted to do this for the sake of the LP. And right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and start restoring some of that memory. Let's see what we can do.
Affirmative. If you believe your skills are up to the task, Master, then I can certainly guide you through the process. Request. I only ask that you be oh so very careful, Master. I am too valuable and well crafted to perish at the hands of ineptitude.
Oh, don't worry.
Negatory. No, Master. You are not a droid, however, and therefore your skills are limited by the physical capabilities of your meatbag extremities, or some such.
Hey. Yeah, I do happen to be very good at what I do.
Appeasement. Yes, Master. Of course, Master. Could we begin?
I love this guy. I gotta say, for all my light-sidedness, I definitely count on this guy to bring out my dark side.
Statement. As you wish, Master. The first stage is the simple one, and that is accessing my central control cluster. This may take a while. First, you will need to open 3 panels. And now rewire the last 3 relays. Yes, good. Well done, Master. I believe your operation was a success.
Alright.
Accessing new memory. Access complete. I have restored a great deal of information about my previous owner, Master. Would you like to hear it?
Sounds like a plan.
Recitation. The earliest memory of my last owner specifies that he was human, a low-ranking commercial officer for SciTech Corporation. I am unaware of his designation. He purchased me from an acquaintance I cannot identify for the purposes of protocol and bodyguard duties. Explanation. That previous owner is part of memories that are still deleted, Master. It is customary for droids' memories to be wiped when it is sold.
So, is this guy still around?
Answer. Negative, Master. The human was terminated by this HK-47 unit prior to system shutdown.
I should have known. So, what happened here? Why did you kill your master?
Affirmative, Master. Though I had not been programmed to do so. The human's termination was accidental.
Oh?
Explanation. My former master had owned me for a duration of 2 standard months before discovering my Assassination Protocol. He was pleased by the discovery.
Uh-oh.
The human informed me that a competitor corporation was preparing to market a product that would ruin him personally. He was most agitated. He activated my Assassination Protocol and instructed me to kill all those responsible for the competing product. I proceeded to carry out my order.
So how exactly does this work?
Information. This HK-47 unit is complete with protocol that, when invoked, will set me to independently carry out a termination. I will go to whatever lengths, travel whatever distances are required to complete the termination. This is the reason for my combat skills. Advisement. Unfortunately, the Assassination Protocol is currently non-functional. You will not be able to activate it. Answer. Several of my actuators were damaged by my former owner.
Aww.
They cannot be repaired, Master. Sad though that is. My former master was unaware of this, but the competitor was in fact an arm of SciTech Corporation, my master's own employer. It did not take long for my master to realize his mistake. By then, I had already terminated 104 corporate officers.
You know, I'm kind of glad we're not able to activate that assassination protocol after hearing that. So, wait a second. He set this droid upon his own company?
Observation. While it may have been unintentional, my master's wording of his orders left little room for me. SciTech was responsible for the product, after all.
Oh.
I do not know why my master was so upset, really. He was an officer of SciTech and a potential target, but I cannot terminate my own master. I would assume that being the sole officer remaining, he would surely be promoted. Instead, however, the human chose to go insane with rage and attack me.
Wow, I wonder why. So is this how he died?
Objection. Naturally not, Master. As I said, I am incapable of purposefully terminating my owner. That would not be allowed. My master was not a smart man, however. While he was screaming and stabbing me with a writing utensil, he managed to pierce one of my actuators. The resulting shock terminated him and sadly destroyed my assassination protocol. Pure luck on his part, I suspect.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think he was as lucky as you think.
Query. Do you know what the chances are of puncturing that sole actuator? I would have congratulated my master were he not sizzling and incoherent at the time. I shut down immediately whenever my master dies. I can only assume that while I was shut down, SciTech was dismantled and I was auctioned off as former corporate property. Observation. No doubt my sale price was quite cheap, leading to Yukalaka's purchase. How very demeaning.
Wow. Yeah, didn't they know about all of this?
Statement. How could they? The vast majority of the officers had already been terminated. They likely assumed I was mere chattel.
Indeed, I suppose that does make sense. So, do you remember anything else from that?
I have recovered knowledge of some other actuators which will enhance my performance, Master. I will activate them now. But as for my own history, negative. It will require further effort on your part to restore them, if you wish. Though certain stimuli could always restore my core still, as I explained. For now, please excuse me, Master. I wish to meditate upon the face of my former meatbag master as he was electrocuted. I find it most soothing.
Wow. Because of your repairs, HK-47 now has a permanent bonus of +2 to his dexterity, which is great. We've got a journal entry for that, and this is HK's character entry, and it just tells us basically a summary of what we just heard. And HK-47, unlike the other characters who can talk to us, minus Albar, is not going to have something on his mind that we can talk to him about, like we've seen with Karth and Mission Bastila. We're just going to have to manually do this whenever we want to, and whenever we get enough repairs to do so. If you don't have enough repair skill to make the subsequent repairs, you'll mess up, basically, and you'll have to just try again once you do. And I will eventually, but I do want to space these out a bit. But we have acquired HK-47, and as you can see, he is already entertaining us with all of his stories. This should be a lot of fun. Well, that's all we can do at Yukalaka's droid shop for now. I will come back to the cantina on our way out, and once we have Bastila in our party again. Let's see what these guys have to say. We've heard that before.
Those Jawas. I don't understand a thing they say.
I don't either, except Utini! Or Bobbit! Bobbit! Yeah, or whatever they say. There's a Jawa right there. Let's try talking to him. Okay, we'll try talking to Karth here in a minute, but not right now. Okay, I'll leave you alone. Well, at least we can understand him, that's good.
I saw a crate dragon once. Well, not up close. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Crate dragon, eh? That was the creature that Calo Nord regrets that he never killed. Interesting. Well, let's go to the swoop track, because I want to earn some money to buy that rifle for HK before we venture out into the desert and face the Sand People. As the conservationist said, even if we do try to achieve a peaceful solution, we're going to have to face some of them along the way. So best better be prepared for that. Well, let's try talking to everybody here.
Go on, leave me alone. I've got stuff to worry about.
Okay, well, maybe we can help, though.
Racer stuff. Nothing you'd understand. Don't mean to be rude, but it's kind of secret.
Oh, fine. But we race on Terrace, though. Does that help?
Ha! Sure. Race your bike out of that explosion? Everyone knows that the whole planet is gone. Nobody got out. I'm not in the mood for jokes, thanks. I've got things to think about. You wouldn't know anything about it. Deal with that Hut Mata and you will understand. Until then, I just don't want to talk about it.
Alright. What about you? Garm. Again, here's yet another opportunity to be mean to people, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see if he knows anything about the swoop track. Sure we are, although we can't tell him that we were racing on Terrace, though. And if we actually try telling anybody that around here, they won't believe us, much like Nico. You too.
Patisa. Kon mulis limo poi tong hitwama ag iinkotune. Portong hitwama ji ag iinkotun. Chachiska. Topa na otavokasa.
Yeah. Well, we know why Racers have come here. It's because of Terrace. And we know that he hasn't been at this for very long. But what does he know about the other Racers?
Kimba no konik dorcha. Patisa,
okay.
Patisa. Hava, yun Patisa. Chiwa aita kang ki jiyoka.
A prodigy, huh?
Uchua penki. Tong itwama ji human ak ikatune. Chi ita kang ki.
So what do you think about that?
Kakin cha nawabakaon. Bagwa shang kontimachi. Ciao baso. Gino moli.
I'm not really going to ask any more questions, so let's just leave him alone for now.
Ciao baso. Gino molirani bubo.
Alright, I guess rocks are the obstacles here. Another fellow here, Yuka Rill. We're not going to press him for money like that. Okay, don't be such a grump. So does this guy race? Sounds like he's not exactly very much in the game anymore, and he's past his prime. How long has he been at this? Sounds like a long time. Well, surely he had some good moments, right? That's interesting that he mentions Coruscant, because, as I mentioned earlier, swoop racing is basically the predecessor to pod racing. And, as we know from Star Wars Episode 1, as well as the Star Wars Episode 1 Racer video game, pod racing is rather legal, and it took place mainly on Outer Rim planets. So it seems rather odd that swoop racing, as a predecessor to pod racing, would have actually taken place on Coruscant. So what does he know about the other racers? I think that's it for now. So it sounds like this is Zorus, as well as Nico, are the people to watch out for here. We can't talk to these folks sitting down. Let's talk to Zorus.
Tangabun shan omnang. Wanga kun bis kin ba mula rak choni yun chinapala mula tongki ba non tontek.
Sure, we are.
Mucho shakapaka. Ye ki kun no ba mula dra.
So, what can she tell us about her racing career?
Kakin cha na guat na bon kon. Wanakumbes chi pala mula.
So what does she think about Tatooine as a racing circuit?
Tanga bok sha nak nong. Kin kun shin kin. Kakin cha na guat na bon kon. Wanakumbes chi pala mula. Mucho shakapaka. Ye ki kun no ba mula draki chichon. Tanga bok sha nagnong. Kin kun shin kin. Nikin kun chinapala mule. Tong ki ba non tontek.
That makes sense. And practice is always good. How long has she been racing?
Tanga bok sha nagnong. Kin kun shin kin.
You changed your racing name?
Kakin cha na guat na bon con. Wana kumbes. Chi pala mulek. Mucho shakapaka. Yi ki kun no ba muladra.
So what about the other racers?
Tanga bok sha nagnong. Kin kun shin kin. Nikin kun kakin cha na guat na bon con. Wana kumbes. Chi pala mulek. Mucho shakapaka. Yi ki kun no ba muladra ki chichon.
Sounds like this Nico character loves racing a lot, but is conflicted with his love for the sport and the business aspect of it.
China pala mule, tong ki ba non tontek. Mucho
I think that's about it. Again, I'm not going to ask about the star map because they really won't know. And we've got some...
I'm not racing until my parts come in, and who knows when that'll be.
Some other folks here, and that again sounds like Jess Harnell.
Not a lot of women on the swoop circuit. Not that there's much of a circuit left.
And there's a track coordinator here. Yeah, HK, you're being real subtle pointing that gun everywhere like that.
Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tune chunamuri ra baba Hassan sha.
Alright, so it looks like in order to race, we're going to have to talk to this Mata the Hutt here. But we'll do that in the next video.